cupboard, yet his head turned sideways. His eyes are turned to the gate, and some arrived to help him out. One blow, properly placed, could kill the man. Blood for the gash on his head, which was the father's first effort, is trickled across his face. Add to this, his left eye is blinded. But if he squints sideways with his right eye, he can see that stitchings of the father's boot is unraveling. The time has burned clear at the ladder, and hard-marched has caught it upright and opened another cut. So now get up, roars Raw and Dad, walking out what came next. He lifts his head in interview and moves forward on his belly, trying to do it without his holding his hands on what will enjoy strength. What are you in you? His parent asks. He trusts backward, gathers pace, and aims another kick. He knocks the last breath. He thinks maybe it's last. His forehead returns to the ground. He lies waiting for what to jump from him. The dog, Valley, is barking, shattering my house. Amidst my doggy things. The yard smells of beer and blood. Someone is shouting down at the river bank. Nothing hurts, or perhaps everything hurts. Okay, there's no separate pain detention picture. But the cold strikes just one place. Just where the cheekbone as it rests on the carpet. Lock now, autopilot. The ocean one foot is very gassy. Not what I've done, just my foot kicking your head. Inch by inch forward. Never mind if it caught you in ear or wall or snake. Head down. Don't provoke him. His nose is clogged with blood. His eyes open his mouth, brace. His father's momentary distraction and the loss of his foothold allows the legal development. After that, more curiosity. Spills everywhere among those puppets. Come on, boy, get out. Let's see you get out. By the blood of the craving trap, stand on your feet. All house by these lips. Even now, this landscape is standing. The hills stuck, the oxen sleep and the blue yoke. The fields have been clean. The shades found even, and the powder the roadside among things as the true moon rises. This is the barrenness of a harvest of customers, and the wife leaning out the window with a hand extended as an payment. Neither sees to distinct gold color. Come here, little one. And the soul pushed out of the tree. Mrs. Nice Guy by Alexa Warden. To home magazine. Mr. Nice Guy and I made aware of your recent comments, and to coach you, I must request no more. Just because our last name has the word mentioned, the name was anglicized on the island from Nice Guy, but that's a story for another day. Now knowing me that your disparagement can continue unabated. I'm writing this letter on behalf of the entire Nice Guy family to demand that you cease and desist all further in-short recriminations based on uncertainty. Despite what the media would have you believe, my husband is not a pushover. He is in fact one of the most stubborn and strong-willed people you could ever have the misfortune to meet. And the fact that neither I nor any other female member of this family ever entered the decision, race, or sex. Members of the Nice Guy family have been law-abiding citizens of this country for generations, and for the sake of our children, recognize God and child Nice Guy. The disrespect must stop. The bullying and other trauma inflicted on these youngsters are even greater concern to us than the damage to our family's honor reputation. In your Philippine youth army, your luckily ignorant effect that word nice has a hurtful etymology from the Latin nicius, meaning ignorant. So not only to your kindness make you look stupid, they also remind us of our painful patronage. As our neighbors, mispromises from us can tell you, life has never been a work in the past for us. You're in charge of your time, but Steve Paulina. It's easy to pretend that you're not in control of your time, but it's been like this. I don't have time. I have to. I'm all booked. My schedule is packed. I haven't had a day off since. I'm always doing things for other people. My boss, spouse, kids need me too. I never have any time for myself. I have a lot of work to do. How you spend your time is your choice. You can choose to obey other people's expectations. You can choose to obligate yourself. You can pretend you don't have a choice. But of course, you still do have a choice. You choose to go to work or not. You choose to obey other people's expectations or not. You choose to make a plus knowledge of them. You choose to get married on half Christmas. And you choose how many expectations with the family and friends. Your calendar items represent your choices. Calendars are full of blank and empty space by the porch. You can think to the contents of your calendar, and you could withdraw that content whenever you want. Sometimes it's good to remind yourself that all of the obligations and expectations regarding how you spend your time will be the choices you make. Your freedom makes different choices whenever you want to change the course of your life. You can make any time-based decision you made previously. People can and do change their mind. When they don't like how the day is continued by, they unmake all decisions and take fresh ones. Why not you? Trade school taught me more than skill. By River Olenic As children, we do things we are not very good at. But as we get older, we develop skills. We work hard for jobs and machines are really tempting. But eventually, we are able to learn what we are good at and build careers around those things. By our 30s, we are trying to have a skill set that makes us money. But what if the skill that we have is useless to the world? What if, for example, we are really good at working on skills or writing personal essays? What happens then? Personal essays would go to our backup skill set. Well, I had none, and I wanted to develop one. So I did what most people in the 20s are told to do. I went to trade school. The program I went into was called cabinet making. But in addition to cabinets, we also make tables and cold wrap and food stock and serving cake. It struck me as highly ethical, even moral, to recreate it. I mean, Jesus did, right? Furniture seemed like good things to be able to contribute to the world. a far superior thing to contribute to the world than, say, an essay about how good-looking you are at 19, an actual essay I sent to a magazine for publication I have years back. I thought was going to be empowering. Wield power tools and commanding steering machines with ease. And instead, most of what I learned to trade for is that I'm not very good at making furniture. I mean, at no point I actually think I was going to be good at building furniture. I'm not handy. Nobody in my family is. As a child, I was given both art supply, no tools. My high school didn't even have a workshop. My high school had a golf team. Sitting in silence with 5,000 fans, the new sound of Japanese sport. The country has welcomed spectators back to stadium by the highly orchestrated singing, chanting, and drumming, for which their known is now strictly forbidden by multiple rich. As the players drove the ball down the field, I suddenly heard the distinct crinkle of a plastic bag, a 4 rows in front of me. Oh man, is pulling out a chicken drumstick meat. This was the sound of a Japanese professional soccer and the era of the coronavirus. While the major sports in the United States and Europe are planning mostly before empty stands occurred, fans in Japan have been attending games since early July after a 4-month hiatus. But are trade-offs. In normal times, Japanese fans are not only loud, they are also extremely orchestrated and utterly disciplined. Non-stop through a match, they sing, cheer, chant, bang drums, and wave enormous team flags. A boisterous spectacle and often rival the actual play on the field for entertainment value. Now most of those activities are banned for fear that people might be roused into frenzy shouting, with the atmosphere become a vector spreading the virus. So I attended the home match on the recent Sunday, surrounded by nearly 4,600 fans at City Tokyo, one of 18 teams in the top tier of the Japan Professional Football League, or J-League. They spectated with quiet, except a crinkle food wrapper or spontaneous applause. The Habit Dip by Liu Butter. This dip is something everyone faces when changing habits. We lose motivation, we get discouraged, we encounter difficulty, we lose focus because other things get in the way, we get sidetracked by life. The dip is completely normal and even predictable when you're changing at all habit or forming a new one. In fact, anytime you take on a project or goal, you'll face this kind of dip. That's the bad news. You're always in the motivation, focus, and energy. But there's good news too. 1. The dip is temporary if you keep going through it. And 2. The dip is an incredible place of learning. The last point is so important I need to repeat it. The dip is an incredible place of learning. It's the place we learn and grow and get better at facing difficulty. When things are going well, everything seems too easy, and you just have to keep doing the same thing. There isn't a lot of learning there. But when things are hard, you have to face the difficulty if you want to keep going. If you want to avoid going to a usual pattern of discouraging yourself or quitting, the dip is where the most learning can be found. Current 6. by Anne Gordon. My time is from another. My present grows from past days when acorn sauce is changed for winter sustenance, and the sunflowers succeeded in pieces and not to live. My time is from another, when simples seated barbarous, but now requires stealing from its canopy. When breaths one bugged from country French here, now cough up clatter to ferment progress. My time is from another. Once free-flowing energy framed to lakes, now measured and controlled by whatever it takes. Fractured fragment for future survival. We dam and we depleted for pastime, economic revival. A child's time is here on the playgrounds, knowing, thrives in the presence of blissful grounding, living secret classes that go with love. We will still carry a leaf bud, hold seal. Oceans are red with shells and peel. The air we breathe float some rainbow bubble over colors rain above man's self-made ripple. My kind miss from that other. My presence now grown from past days. I perform the following the footsteps of the child, enlivening what I knew all the while. I'll give you 2 acorns for pears' use, but no need for hues. Rather carpet or moss. Their feet is sure-footed, such regal rocks. Air or still pure, my posture line. Enough means enough. All earthly kinds. So gather the presence from the ages we grew. Once more to freer currency, we knew. Lies too precious for progress to salvage. Our currency grows freely within our thriving daily village. How kids' video game accounts get hacked. Advice for parents. Online gaming is searched, and so is fraud, as children play more during coronavirus crisis. By Julie Joggin. After his high school with more learning last spring, Luke Marvin had a lot of extra time in his hands. He felt as outlaw was playing video games. Then he got hacked. One day in April, when he tried logging into the online gaming platform Steam, he received a message saying his credentials were incorrect. After Steam's customer service staff helped them get back into account, he discovered $200 of games he purchased and vanished. Even the $1.10 had remaining in the account was gone. He checked the login history. Had been signing into accounts from IP trace Moldova. The quarantine-induced surge in gaming last spring, especially among children, has brought with it certain fraudsters looking for opportunity. Online gaming traffic rose 30% in the second quarter compared with the first, and found hacking the players' accounts and steal digital gold for roles too, according to Kevin Goshchuk, chief executive of Arcos Labs, a fraud-induced permission company for gaming watches and other retailers. While you might consider a video game had to be as devastating as a bank account breach, let alone home burglary, victims do lose. Personal fund is result. Digital currency and items ranging from weapons to skins that outer one plays avatars have to actors who sell them in online marketplaces. Doesn't feel like work. Oh, I forgot. By Derek Service. We've all heard the career we should be pursuing is the one doesn't feel like work. Someone today asked me, but of course there are times when you really have to do a lot of hard work to get a new business going, right? I thought about it for a long time. I can't remember anything in my last 20 years of running my own business that really felt like hard work. Was it hard work finding members, scheduling workshops, or trying to book gigs? Not really. It felt like an extension of the creative process of making music. Was the hard work building then launching my website and answering customer service emails? Not really. It was good to hear with the people were thinking the problem we are having. I felt great to solve them more. I could see how these things would seem like hard work. But when it's your company or you're so filled with love for what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work. Then I realized a good comparison. Cleaning someone else's baby feels like work. Cleaning your own baby doesn't feel like work. On the other hand, they say women often remember childbirth as less painful than really was. So maybe my brain is wired to get the hard work. Otherwise, I never do it again. Warren Buffett on buying companies. Accepted from Buffett's 2019 letter to Berkshire Hathaway shareholders. Tom Murphy, a value director at Berkshire and an all-time great among business managers, long ago gave me some important advice about acquisitions. To achieve a reputation as a good manager, just be sure you buy good businesses. Over the years, Berkshire acquired hundreds of companies, all of which initially regarded as good businesses. Some, however, will prove disappointing. More than a few were outright disasters. A reasonable number, on the other hand, have exceeded my hopes. In reviewing my uneven record, I've concluded that acquisitions are similar to marriage. It starts, of course, with a joyful wedding, but then reality tends to diverge from prenuptial expectations. Sometimes wonderfully, the new union delivers bliss beyond either party's hopes. And in other cases, disillusionment is swift. Applying those images to corporate acquisitions, I have to say it's usually the buyer who counters unpleasant surprises. It's easy to get dreamy-eyed and corporate cultures. Pursue that analogy, I would say that our marital record remains largely acceptable, with all parties happy with decisions they made long ago. Some of our types have been positively idyllic. A meaningful number, however, have caused me all too quickly to wonder whatever I was thinking when I proposed. Fortunately, the follow-up for many of my errors is being reduced by a characteristic share of most businesses that disappoint. As the years pass, the poor business tends to stagnate. Therefore, intra-district rich operations require an ever smaller percentage of Berkshire's capital. Meanwhile, our good businesses often tend to grow and find opportunities for investing additional capital at attractive rates. Because of these contrasting trajectories, the assets and Berkshire's winners gradually become an expanding portion of total capital.